Viper fans, Gleam fans, anybody that's running contests, welcome. It is Tuesday tip day, which is moved to Thursday, which is now on Mondays because I'm doing the Up-Viral co-pilot show, and that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I was trying to move the whole thing up to the top, and then my frame disappeared, which I like my new frame. This is a new one you probably haven't seen yet. The confetti frame. And maybe nobody's going to show up today because Monday is apparently it's a bank holiday in the UK, and it is Memorial Day here in the United States. So thank you to all of the people who have served our country in the military and sacrificed a ton for us, including their lives. Thank you. Don't take that lightly. So, Mondays are contest tip days. And I didn't even do my countdown. I'm running a bit late today because I was doing client work for somebody in the United Kingdom first thing this morning. And that kind of put me all off schedule. But their campaign is up and running now. Why I'm looking at my watch to see that the campaign's running, I don't know. Good morning, Tracy Gaylord Moore. I said it wrong. Good morning. Thank you for popping in. Interestingly enough, the little ticker that shows me how many people are here says there's nobody here. So maybe there's a ton of people, and I don't know it. So thank you for popping in. And I have been trying to do some new stuff with my Stream Deck. Sometimes things don't always work. And I have a new button to make the comments go away. So I'm going to practice and see if that works. Bingo! But thank you for popping in and commenting because that always helps, right? Please say hello because that helps the feed get out to more people. So, Tuesday tip on Thursday, which is really Monday because I had to move everything around. Which reminds me, I have a new thing, which I still don't have a Stream Deck button for. You should see my Stream Deck. It's really kind of cool. But I have so many things I want to share that it takes forever for me to program all of this stuff. And I probably can't even jump to it really fast anyway. Tony Kashawi says, I love the ticker across the bottom. Yeah, I know. I love it too, because I added some stuff to it. And I'm going to keep adding things to it. So, because, if I talk for an hour, that scrolling ticker needs to be somewhat entertaining. Done it? So, one of the things that I have added, and look, I can make that comment go away without even looking at the keyboard. Where did I put it is the problem. I see. What you can't see is that I have this massive list of things that I can put up on the screen. And the other day I created one, and now I don't know which folder I put it in. Which is a problem. So I'm scrolling through this massive list, and I don't know where I put it. And I need to create a folder. Anyway, you guys don't care. So what I wanted to share, and I need to program it in this button, is that if you go to giveawayrocket.com/calfree, you can see my calendar. I know, I need to focus. Go to the calendar and you can see when I have scheduled live. Sometimes I pop in unscheduled, but the calendar does show you when I do have scheduled stuff. Susan's here. Hi, Susan. And if I did things right, that appears above the lower thirds banner. Look at that. Man, I'm rocking this stuff out. All right, so the tip. So maybe you don't know what I do, but I do contests. I help people build their email list by running contests. And the number one thing people always say, see, because I can get to this really fast, is that contest leads don't buy. When in fact, I've shown over and over and over and over and over again that that's not true. But it's a common misconception, and usually the people that run a campaign where they say that at the end is because they offered the wrong prize. So the problem, downside of organizing is the resultant inability to find anything. Bingo. I'm going to ring the bell for that one. Absolutely true, Susan. Oh, that's so true. Which is why my desk and floor are absolute mess. Good morning, Johan. Thanks for popping in. And I didn't even do any of my usual posting about where I was going to do this. And you know what? I'm a little frustrated because I'm going to double click on something which you can't see. Oh, it's all still there. Okay, good. I had to copy that so I don't lose it. All right, anyway, I was looking at the content of the scrolling ticker. Did anybody see the joke yet? The answer to the joke is actually in there. Johan says, I saw it in Facebook notifications. Yay! Thank you. Good. Notifications actually work. Woohoo! So, in terms of running contests, it's a 2-page process. It's a very simple process in running these things. There is a landing page, and there is a page where you ask people to share, which is part of the virality aspect of this kind of stuff. And what I have seen recently, and I've had several conversations, including the people that I just launched the campaign for this morning who are in the UK, is they're a little confused as to what the actual purpose of the landing page is. The landing page is very simple. The entire idea is to get people to give up their email address. The campaign that I'm assisting for, and by the way, I have a new Done With You service, so I don't do all the work. I teach you how to do it while you're doing it. A whole nother topic, and I don't have a Stream Deck button to show you that, but the entire purpose of your landing page should be a single focus. And this client has a challenge, and that's a pun, because what they're doing is a challenge with a giveaway aspect to it. And so they came to me, they already had the challenge built and planned and basically implemented, and they wanted to be able to add a contest to it, which they're going to give away some stuff, because what they want to do is have people in the challenge share the fact that the challenge exists, and they want other people to join the campaign, right? Common thing to do, by the way, and it works really well inside of UpViral. UpViral has a great capability of kind of combining these two things, and eventually there's actually a website called challengerocket.com, which I have bought, but I haven't implemented yet. Because not only can you promote a campaign where people sign up to your challenge, but you can actually use UpViral to manage the campaign or the challenge afterwards, after it launches, such that people can earn points, and you could actually incentivize people during the challenge to do the work, right? So, great concept. Whole thing I got going on, but I just haven't implemented yet. Which is a side topic which I didn't really mean to talk about, but hey, there it is. So, the other thing, dang it, I just thought of something and I'm like, holy crap. I have a new folder that I'm doing in my giveaway stuff. In my eCam and I need to have a separate folder because I think it's going to be really cool, is what not to do in your campaigns. Is it under samples? Oh, dang it. See, that's the problem. I just don't. So picture in your mind a website with a menu across the top of all the different places you could go and a sidebar with ads in it and all that kind of stuff. And then in the middle of it is a contest. Now, is that page. It is Monday, Susan. In that page, how many different things could people go do? They could click on the menus, they could click on the ads, blah, blah, blah. In my book, what you want people to do is only see content about the contest. Don't be distracting them with 6 million different things to do. So it's come up in the viral hacking challenge. It's come up in this campaign. It's come up recently in another campaign. So what I urge you to do is to make your page single focused. Now, there is nothing wrong in my book with, as long as you understand the process, with making the registration for the challenge be a combined thing where you're saying, look, hey, we're registering you for the challenge, but there's also this big bonus giveaway because we want to incentivize you to do the stuff. You can have kind of a mixed message. But the key there is they're signing up for both. And the only function on the page is to get their name and their email. They're registering for two things, but you're not distracting them by talking about your sales or your this or your that. The focus is that you're running a challenge, and as part of the challenge, you have a giveaway that they could enter. So that's my tip for the day, is focus. Single focus on your landing page. Don't get distracted by a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, you could also do like a webinar registration. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing again because, yes, I do actually have a screen grab for a process where you can run a webinar and use UpViral to incentivize people to share your webinar with other people, which is an awesome thing to do. The focus is the landing pages to get them to register. And you can tell them that there's a contest, or you could tell them that there's additional prizes that they can win. You could tell them if they show up live, they will win live prizes. The key is the landing page, like a typical webinar registration, tells you or gets you to do one thing. There's one focus. Susan, focus. That's a good tip for the day as well as for landing pages. Yeah. I mean, it's not just contests. You were absolutely right. I took off my sweater and I fell down the hole. I get excited and I get warmed up. So I take off my... No. But yes, absolutely, Susan. It's all about getting focused on a page. I wish I had that. I wish I knew where that sample was, because, I mean, I looked at it and I grabbed it. But I just don't know where I put it, because it was like totally distracting. There's ads, there's widgets, there's all kinds of stuff. I just need to have a folder that says bad examples in it. That's what I need to have. I thought I was actually building that. I also have this fear that I'm going to build all this stuff and then I'm going to somehow delete everything that's in here. All right, I'm just going to quit looking. I said I was going to quit looking. Dang it, it's not there. Here's what I get all day in the morning from my cat. My cat, Nadia, likes to tap on my head and get my attention. So that's what she does all day. And I pressed the button thinking, see, that's why you all right, let me go back to where I'm supposed to be. Hide comment. That's the button I thought I was pressing. So that's my tip for the day, is focus. Monday tip that's usually on Mondays now because it used to be on Tuesdays, but I moved it. The purpose of the landing page for a contest, and like you said, Susan, for anything else, is single focus. I mean, if you're doing a sales page, obviously you want people to buy. Why is this any different than a sales page? Your landing page needs to be focused. Strip out all the other distractions and get people to give up their email address. And by the way, ask them for their best email address. And I sometimes put in parentheses, the one you open every day. Because I've actually had people, one guy who registered for a contest for a $1,200-ish, as I recall, prize. And he went on vacation for 2 weeks. He won the prize. I emailed him. I told him you got 3 days to enter or to reply. You got 2 days to reply. You got one. I'm going to give you 3 more extra days. Email after email. And he never opened a single one of them because I do tracking. And so I said, look, I'm going to have to pick somebody else. And I went to somebody else. And a week and a half later, he wrote me back and said, I was on vacation not reading my emails, and I really wish I'd won, but I understand that I didn't reply. Thank God, because that's one of my fears, right? That somebody's going to say, hey, you told me I won the prize, so give it. I'm like, no. You know, I hate conflict. Who saw the joke? Did anybody see the joke in the scroller? So, I also need to have a button that rolls up something like this one that says, okay, I'm going to wind this call down. Do you have any questions? Obviously, it doesn't say that. If you haven't been over, by the way, here's the plug time. Wow, that didn't work right. You know, you create things and you hope that they work and you test them. And sometimes technology just flat out doesn't work. But there it is. By the way, notice if you guys have ever been to my shop, you go to giveawayrocket.com/shop. I've made this 3 columns instead of 2. Anybody notice? Plenty of things that you could possibly grab for free. There are some things that are cost items. There are some things that are real nuggets, and there's a whole bunch of things I need to add to this, like the Done With You service that I've just created. But go to giveawayrocket.com/shop. I'm stalling to see if maybe somebody will ask a question or make a comment. That's what I'm doing here. I'm stalling, and I'm doing it by showing you my shop. And I just noticed my third monitor's not working. Great. Anybody have any questions? Ooh, that grows and shrinks if I do that. Scroll down here. This is currently sorted by popularity. You can sort it by price, low to high. You can sort it by price, high to low, and see what I can make the most money on. Just kidding. There are also some case studies and some blog stuff and appearances where you can see all the different places where I've been. All right, nobody's responding to me, and therefore I'm going to decide that this is a done deal. And Ecamm is not showing me that whether there's 50 people here or 0 people. So I'm going to make the assumption that nobody wants me to do any more blabbing, and I'm going to sign off. Last chance. Anybody got a thing they want to talk about? Here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? If I go home and I go there. Aha! Yay, it worked! Let me turn that off. Why didn't it go? There it goes. But it didn't go to my main thing. There it did. It went. It just went slowly. Susan, great question. Oh, and it went back. So it's that button, right? Oh, there you go. See, it's something slow, really slow there. All right, Susan, I'm running a couple of webinars in a couple of months to launch my webinar. What could I do for a contest? I always have Facebook open just in case Ecamm stops feeding me info. Yeah, but see, I'm also sending this out via restream to YouTube and Twitch and everything else. Susan says I probably have a solid 1 minute lag. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to make me bring this up, aren't you? So what I'm going to do really fast is go over to Market Plan. And I'm going to switch over to this frame. And I'm going to move comments out of the way. And I'm going to log in. And did it bring up the wrong comment? I bet it did. No, it's still there. So I'm in a tool called... See, and this is another problem because now it's in the way. What if I do... No, I don't want to do that. God. Sometimes Ecamm can be fun and challenging. Hide comment. All right. I don't know if you've ever seen Market Plan. God, I got to do some. How do I get this to move? I got to get another function key to move stuff around. Now, stay there, right? Stay. Market Plan is a really nice tool to be able to do some really fun stuff in terms of funnel maps. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this, and I don't like the way they've changed the titles. So here is a traditional, if I clicked on the right one, no, this is, so this, Susan, let me make it smaller. I'm going to do this to make it a bit smaller as well. So here's you know the typical process flow, right, Susan, where you opt in, you give them the date and time and all that kind of stuff. So the idea with running a contest or even just a referral program, so you maybe you're not going to give away, let's say you got a $497 program on because I know you do training for introverts, right, that need to be running their business. Susan says, launch my membership, right? Same kind of an idea. So you're going to do a webinar to do a sales thing eventually, right? That's the main focus. But let's suppose what you want to do is to be able to take the people who register and incentivize them to invite their friends. So let's just say you're gonna launch your membership, which is gonna have a cost to it, and you're gonna try to sell, right? Now, let's suppose you've got a $47 training program that might be in the membership, might not, right? But something for introverts to help them do XYZ. Let's suppose that you are willing to give that away if somebody does a little bit of work for you, right? So in this particular example, you're going to do a webinar. So you would traditionally have a webinar registration, and then you would send them to the traditional, hey, here's the date and time and all that kind of stuff. And what we're going to do is, if we look at this flow, is we're going to replace those two pages. The first one being an opt-in, which is an up-viral registration, but it looks like a webinar registration. It's kind of like what I was talking about way earlier with the people doing the challenge. Let me also turn off this because you don't need to see all those. And so what happens is using UpViral as the registration methodology is that, Devin, I'll get to you when I'm done with this, okay? They register this page, even though I use the word UpViral here, it's an opt-in for a webinar. And on the second page, when assuming they sign up, what you then do is you say, all right, congratulations, you're in the webinar. I'll see you on Friday. If you're willing to try to invite other people, and wording obviously, then let's suppose if you bring 3 people into the webinar, then I will give you as a reward this $47 product that teaches you how to be fixes your introvert problem, blah, blah, blah. It's worth $47. I sell it all the time for $47, but you can have it if 3 people sign up through your referral link. So what we're doing is we're incentivizing people to go out and share. And on that sharing buttons, we give them, on that sharing page, we give them buttons to share to Twitter, Facebook, all those kind of things. And so this documents that process, right? So we're going to give them the bonus for X number of referrals. They share it out on social media, and the people come back in the front end. So everybody has their own unique link, so we can do all the tracking for that. So when somebody comes in that's registered from, let's say Betty registers for the webinar, and then she shares it on social media, and Joanne comes in. When Joanne comes in, we check to see if Betty has enough points, enough referrals to be able to get the reward. If so, then we send them the reward. If they don't, then we say, yeah, keep sharing, right? And then, of course, down at the bottom, you have the traditional autoresponder sequence that says, hey, the webinar is coming up in 2 days. Show up for the webinar, which is down here, the live one. You're also probably going to send emails about a replay. All of that sending them to the order page where they buy, right? So that's the process, Susan. And absolutely, you can do that with UpViral. And so what you're doing is you're getting additional registrations that you never would have gotten in the first place. Does that make sense? And yes, I can show you how to do all that. I'm breathing because I get excited about this and get wound up. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. And I know there's quite a bit of a delay here. Devin, I know you're over in Giveaway Galaxy, right? Come ask me that question over there where I can handle your question, which has to do with, there's a contest review video in which I explain the steps from reward to general setup. We'll figure that out. But yes, I got a video. Susan says, yes, that makes sense. And it's an interesting add to my process. Absolutely. I mean, that's the gold with kind of the stuff that I'm trying to do, Susan, is to teach people how to do this stuff. See, the buttons work, but for some reason, it's probably because I still have a lot of stuff open because I was busy with the client. And now what you see is this frame where there's a line in there instead of the proper frame. Because it went over to the default scene and that thing's still showing. God, it's taking forever to switch. Look at that. Oh, that was slow. So yeah, absolutely, Susan, you and I can talk about that. Happy to help you figure out how to make that process fit into what you're doing. And look, it goes out of focus. So I'll give you the 30-second warning that nobody else has asked the question. Devin, you should be doing, I gave you the link to the free search, right? So for those of you who don't know, If you go to giveawayrocket.com column slash search free, I have a search engine that was built by the tool called Searchy, where you can go in and search all of my Facebook videos, all of my free lessons for keywords. And what Devin's asking about is he's looking for a specific one where I said something. Now, theoretically, Devin, you should be able to go in there and put some keywords in there and find it. If you're having difficulty, come over to the Giveaway Galaxy and we'll talk about it. Maybe other people are having a similar problem. And I got something in my eye. All right. So, but that's an awesome tool. And I recognize, by the way, that sometimes it's hard to search for stuff because I think I've got too many videos in there. Because if you search for rewards, oops, I said it again. There's a lot of videos that are come up, and maybe I need to have some more focused stuff. I do know that one of the searches on my shop is for my planning course, and therefore you can search inside the $97 planning course for no charge. So you can watch one of the videos in the course by doing a search. So, I mean, that's freaking cool that you can get in to see some of my content without paying for it. Ching! Where's my dollars? But hopefully it's in there, Devin. We'll figure it out. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Susan said it makes sense. Oh, we already said that. Let's have a chit chat. Susan and I, for those of you who don't know, are in a mastermind together. Of course, you don't know that, but we're in a mastermind, and so we have a relationship through there. Thank you for tuning in. I will be live again tomorrow on the UpViral Co-Pilot Show. For those of you who do UpViral, I will also be live again Wednesday morning, the same time at the top of the hour, to do a contest review. So if you've never seen me rip a campaign to shreds, or to show you a campaign that's really rocking, and let me tell you, I'm going to ask one of my clients if I can share her campaign, because she's totally turned it around. And I did a private review for her, which, by the way, you can get for a little bit of cash. And she has totally turned her campaign around, and now I think it looks really nice. And so I'm going to ask her if I can share that with you guys on Wednesday. So look forward to that. And I appreciate you tuning in, all of you, Devin and Susan and everybody else that's popped in and commented. Johan, Tony Kashawi, if you're still here, Tracy Moore. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you again on Wednesday. And I have a new outro that I think you will potentially like. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Wednesday or tomorrow on the UpViral Co-Pilot Show. And speaking of that, I don't even know what we're doing tomorrow. It's like a total secret to me so far. I messaged Mark this morning, and I don't know what we're doing. I've done zero preparation for the show. And he said last week it was going to be a surprise. So we'll see. I can't tell you what we're doing tomorrow because I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. See you again on Wednesday for sure. Tomorrow, if you're on the UpViral Co-Pilot Show.
Oh my gosh, Mitch, do you hear yourself?
That's a great piece of advice.
Bye! Bye, everybody!
Bye. Bye.
I had a fun time. Now turn that off.
anybody's still here, that is the theme song to Planet 5D, my previous website. Still around, by the way. Planet5d.com still there, but that was my custom music that I had created for Planet 5D, and it also helps me avoid copyright violations on YouTube and Facebook. Woohoo! Thanks for tuning in. See you on Wednesday.